Donald Trump has had the worst week of his campaign, which is saying something. The worst week of a whole raft of worst weeks. It started actually about a week and a half or so ago when he had a debacle of a debate against Hillary Clinton. If you didn't see the debate, let's just show you a quick highlight of it right now.
My microphone is broken. She broke it with Obama. She and Obama stole my microphone. They took it to Kenya. They took my microphone to Kenya and they broke it, and now it's broken. And you hear that? It's picking up somebody sniffing here. I think it's her sniffs. She's been sniffing all night. Testing, testing, gina, huge gina.
Secretary Clinton, what do you think about that?
I think I'm going to be president.
So obviously that wasn't the debate. Like, we've got that. Obviously that was the SNL Saturday Night Live skit with Alec Baldwin playing Donald Trump, playing it brilliantly, and almost too brilliantly, Dean, because a lot of the commentators, well, certainly the critical commentators within this election cycle, are saying the scary thing is, even though you sort of know it's, you know, a piss take, it's so well done, it's a bit too close to perhaps the reality of what that debate was. Which I guess is the best kind of satire.
Well, if Alec Baldwin never loses his job as an actor, he could be that body double, you know, the president's have. Seriously, I mean, I looked at that and I was screaming with laughter, just sitting on my own glass of wine thinking, this is so funny. And I thought, well, actually, it's just so serious as well at the same time, because that's exactly how Donald Trump acted on the last, you know, the real debate with Hillary Clinton. And every day you see him on TV pointing and waving and mouthing something, and you think, this man's touched, and not by God.
Well, SNL also wanted to give Hillary Clinton the what for occasionally as well. So they put together this part of the package about something that she did at the debate as well.
Well, this has been an illuminating debate, but now it's time for our final...
Alicia Machado.
I'm sorry, what was that? Who is Alicia Machado?
Thank you for bringing that up, Lester. She is a strong, beautiful political prop that I almost forgot to mention tonight, even though we already made a web video about her. Alicia Machado was Miss Universe in 1996.
Where'd you find this?
And Donald Trump called her Miss Piggy.
How do you know this?
And Miss Housekeeping.
That's pretty funny.
Very funny. It's very funny. But as you say, the series, I mean, like, you know, people paraphrase Shakespeare having said, you know, that jesters off, well, the actual quote is jesters off prove prophets, you know, and that's an example of how the comedians can sometimes get away with telling the truth. But we're going to talk about the terrible week that Donald Trump had. These are just some of the things that happened this week alone. Remember, in previous weeks, he's embarrassed and mocked war veterans and done terrible things. This week, off the back of the debate, he continued to abuse Alicia Machado in a 3am Twitter rant, talking about a non-existent sex tape. We then found out that Donald Trump actually had been in a softcore porn. The first time ever a presidential nominee has told his followers to go and search for pornography on the internet. That's the level we've got to. Of course, there was accusations of Miss Clinton, cheating on her husband. There was apprentice staff accusing him of being a misogynist, which is not unusual. One of his companies rented space to a bank with ties to Hezbollah. New York State ordered Trump Foundation to cease and desist because they're not a real charity. And there was, of course, the big one, revelations that he lost in a year close to $1 billion and potentially has never paid tax since.
So he's very smart. That's smart.
Genius.
Apparently.
Genius. The thing that we were going to look at real quickly, though, is actually what it's done to the polls. So the actual polls of recent times are interesting. These are the last 2 days' polls in particular. And they actually show that of the 12 polls there have been, Clinton is ahead in 10 of them and Trump is ahead in 2 of them. Now, how Trump is ahead, I don't know, but he is ahead in 2 of them. And the 2 that he's ahead in are actually just LA Times ones. They're both the same one and they're ahead by 5. The interesting thing, though, Dan, and you're the political editor for the ODT, is in 9 out of those 10 leads, Clinton is ahead by more than the margin of error. Now, in America, the margin of error really matters. And if you have a look to the last election, Barack Obama won by about 4%, but he actually got 62% of the electoral vote. So 4% of the nationwide poll actually can be quite a walkover. So if Clinton can stay ahead by 3 to 5%, it's certainly hers to lose.
Well, it is, but you sort of misread some of it because big states like Florida, Florida's a key state, and I think Trump's going to get ahead there. Today's ahead in Ohio, and I'm thinking that if he's that bad, and we know he is, why isn't Clinton like 15 points ahead? It's because people dislike both the candidates.
Yes, and that's true. These are historically the two most unlike candidates that have ever run for president in the same election. I still want to go back to, and we did actually say last week that Trump was going to win because of a guy who's done a series of, who never gets it wrong, who's picked him to win, basically. However, at the last election, it was said very clearly that the Republicans needed to win women, to win the youth, and to win minorities, to win any election in the future. Trump has not done that, and I still feel, my gut still tells me on election day, those groups will turn out for Clinton, and you'll see a Clinton presidency. I think that's the likely scenario, but I agree with you, the electoral vote versus the general percentage doesn't always marry up, which is one of the foibles, I guess, of the American political system.
Let's say George Bush, the second, won the election. I mean, he dicked Gore in Florida and because of dodgy voting practices. I mean, that's how a few holes punched the wrong way.
Do you though think that it really is, because you are the political editor here, do you think it's on a knife edge, or do you think Clinton's ahead? Because I think Clinton's ahead now.
No, I still think it's on a knife edge. I genuinely do. I just think Trump's in with a chance. If he's not 15 points ahead after all this crap that's gone on, he's in with a chance.
That's a very fair point. Right through the election cycle so far, every bad one that he's had has never knocked him off, so who's to say this one will?
Yeah.